Hey guys, so this is a 3.6 liter Chevy Colorado. Mine is a 2017, so the water pump is a little wider than say like a 2016 or 2015. Theirs is just kind of like a circular frame instead of having these little wings on the left and right. But 2017 and I believe up, I know with mine it's a 2017, it's weaned out like this with that center base. It's pretty easy, a lot simpler than I thought it was going to be. Essentially, there's a little plug on the bottom of the radiator. If you have a skid plate, mine's a ZR2, so mine comes factory with a skid plate. It's off right now, that's why you see the grab. You'll have to take the 4 bolts off, and then there's this little plug on the bottom side, on the left passenger side. You just pull it out lightly, and it drains into a bucket, whatever you got. And then you can go ahead and get the engine cover off, and once you do that, once you get to this area, it's just pretty simple. You take these 4 bolts off on the pulley. You take I want to believe it's a 13 for that idler pulley right there, for the tensioner. Take the belt off, and then once you do that, you're going to work your way to the alternator. This is probably the hardest part of it all. It's pretty straightforward though. So you've got these 4 bolts. So you got one right there. You've got another there. You've got another one right there. And you have this bolt here on the side, which is for the alternator. Now, I just let my alternator sit up inside here once I took it off. So the other 2 bolts to take the alternator off as well, because the 4 bolts that I just showed you is for this bracket that goes to the engine mount. This actually holds the alternator in. There's 2 bolts just below here. You'll feel them with your hand. Take those out, just lay the alternator on the frame. You don't have to unplug it, you know, make more of a hassle for yourself. Just lay it up against the frame. Take the bracket out, slide it out. You'll actually have one more bolt on the back here, right behind the alternator on the back here, to actually finish taking the bracket off. Once you have the alternator and the bracket out, well, alternator on the frame and the bracket out, there's 14 bolts onto the actual water pump housing. Doesn't matter how you take them off, just get them out. Don't be too forceful, just ease into it if they're not, wanting to come out first. Spray some, lubricant, whatever the case, just get them out easy without cracking up. Once you get it out, you can put your new thermostat housing on. Put the sealant on if you get a cloth gasket. If you're just metal, just put it bare on there. But if you do have a cloth gasket, I would recommend putting a very thin coat after cleaning the surface that goes to the actual block of the engine, or cleaning the surface just in case there is any minor imperfections. Putting some water pump sealant on it, very, very thin coat, don't want too much. And then lay the cloth up against it so that way it's all framed out, and then put the new water pump in. Put 1 bolt on this side, 1 bolt on that side, just to make sure it's in and it's going to hold place. And then once you get all of the bolts in, some of them are different sizes, you'll figure out, just put it in there, and if it goes all the way in, you're good. If it doesn't, don't force it, and that means it's for a shorter bolt, not one of the longer bolts, so don't be stupid. But once you have all the bolts in there and kind of put up against the housing itself and the engine, you're going to go and torque these down all to 11 foot-pounds. Now, you want to look up the diagram on Google. There's a specific way that you guys need to go ahead and torque these down. I'll see if I can include the photo into the comment section or description, whatever the case is. But there's a specific way you want to torque these down in a order. but 11 foot-pounds, and then you're all set. You let the sealant, you know, sit for a little bit before you start it up, or fucking put the fluid in. But yeah, that's how you do a water pump.